Fox News alert now on new fallout from allegations that the Secret Service agents involved in a prostitution scandal in Colombia over the weekend could have compromised national security. The chairman of the House Oversight Committee, along with his Democrat counterpart, now filing a complaint with the director of the Secret Service, alleging that the call girls were brought into contact with sensitive information. Joining me now, one of the authors of that letter, California Congressman Darrell Issa, who is chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Mr. Chairman, welcome back. We apologize to our viewers for the Bluetooth that we've made you hook up because we had some audio problems. But what do you mean you have reason to believe that these call girls came into contact with sensitive data?
Well, as you know, Secret Service agents are not supposed to in any way be vulnerable to foreign nationals, foreign agents. That's the basic violation, regardless of their profession or what was done. Foreign agents, foreign nationals were in the rooms for an entire night. In some cases, there may have been sensitive information, including itineraries for the president. And again, I say may. This is a process of elimination that's going to include, obviously, the ongoing investigation on the Secret Service agent side that has already caused 3 of them to resign. But on the other side, the ranking member, Mr. Cummings, and I are insisting that they round up all the women involved in this and make sure that we, by elimination, eliminate any vulnerability as a result of this. More importantly, or as importantly, there's an ongoing question of were any of these women under 18? If they were, there's a separate violation of U.S. federal law.
To those who think this is being blown out of proportion, you know, that this was an immoral thing perhaps for these Secret Service agents to do, but it doesn't warrant the time of the Congressional Oversight Committee to this extent, how do you respond?
Well, perhaps it doesn't warrant the time of Fox News and all the other stations, but what we're doing is we're asking the Secret Service to discipline itself, to do its own investigation, and we're looking over the shoulder. Mr. Cummings and I sent this letter. This is really the result of a one-on-one meeting and some of the things discussed with the director. Our intention is to observe and to monitor, but to make sure the right things are done, that there's a real change, a change that is permanent, that'll prevent this in the future, but also, as I said, there are concerns. When people go abroad, if they have sex with somebody under 18, on a very bipartisan basis, we passed into law in 2003 and again in 2006 some strong laws to make that overseas sex trafficking wrong. So we have 2 concerns. One is federal law to make sure it wasn't violated. Obviously, the primary concern of the Secret Service will be to make sure that they do not ever again create a compromising situation that embarrasses America and, in fact, could eventually endanger the protected persons from the president through the entire cabinet.
You know, Mr. Chairman, I want to shift gears with you for a minute because we have you on the program and you talk about a number of things that the House Oversight Committee is doing. And I think in the wake of what we've seen recently, you know, this GSA spending almost $1 million in taxpayer money while Jeff Neely's in the tub, you know, with who knows who with his wine. And now they hear about the Secret Service partying it up with hookers while they're supposed to be pre-planning for the president's visit. And then we've been following Fast and Furious. And, you know, you've got certain people pleading the Fifth Amendment. We're going to talk about this in a little bit. And you've got the DOJ saying, well, we didn't know. We had no idea it was the ATF. You know, there's starting to emerge a theme of a lack of confidence in some of these government agencies and whether, you know, we know what's going on in these jobs that are taxpayer funded. To people wondering that, what's your thought?
Well, I think this is the tip of the iceberg. I've said that before. The president was able to appoint 3 years ago literally thousands of political appointees to oversee all the agencies. We always know about the high profile, the Senate confirmed, but there are thousands and thousands of these Schedule C, these lower-ranking individuals who were supposed to be part of the day-to-day oversight and particularly scrubbing the budget, making sure there isn't waste or fraud. And so 3 years into this administration, the question is, are the wheels coming off? Because, in fact, it hasn't been a priority of this administration. Priorities have been on spending, on the stimulus, on plussing up a lot of agendas. And is that costing us that? You mentioned Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious certainly is something that I think we have to deal with and deal with strongly because, in fact, it was political appointees, including the U.S. Attorney and perhaps the Attorney General, that were at the heart of this botched, failed, wrong-minded investigation.
Mr. Chairman, thank you so much for being here. All the best to you, sir.
Thank you.
See you soon.